Hey everybody, good afternoon. It is a little after 12. Just got out of church here, and I thought I'd do a little video here talking about something, or answering a question that you see above here. And that question is did DTV influence AMV'S, CMV'S, and Fanvids overall? Did it influence it? Or did it influence them? That is the question. Well, the obvious answer, and excuse me for the wind, we got a windy day today. It's nice. It's supposed to be like 71 degrees today. It's nice and everything, but it's windy. But getting back on topic, the answer of did DTV influence the creation of AMV'S, Fanvids, and CMV'S? And the answer is yes, they did influence it. How? Well, let me explain. You see, what AMV'S and CMV's and Fanvids are what AMV'S and CMV's and Fanvids are basically fan-made music videos. You see, an AMV stands for anime music video or animation music video, while CMV stands for comic music video, in other words, a comic book music video, and Fanvid is just a more easier way of saying it's an AMV or a CMV. It's a more easier way. How is it a more easier way? Well, it's real simple. You see, Fanvids, I guess the term got started not that long ago, but Fanvids are more easier, less, I guess you could say, threatening way of expressing the fact that you're a fan of a certain franchise, or a certain animated show, or a comic book. That's what it is. Also, AMVs usually kind of state, I guess in a way, that it's a music video, it's animation. Now, I'm guessing the word fanvid, like I said, is to kind of loosen the restrictions that an AMV would have. Now, an AMV is just basically a fanvid, same with a CMV. But, again, fanvid, that word, is usually just a way of expressing, is just another expression for anime music video, animation or anime music videos, or comic book music videos, without getting into any so-called legal trouble when there used to be. But nowadays, sites like YouTube, Dailymotion, and even Blimp.tv, and many others, 75% of them now allow these Fanvids or AMVs or CMVs to be uploaded and showcased around the world. Now, true, there are some countries out there that block the playing of said videos because of certain content, either it's music or visual. It all depends. Now, besides that, the question has always been, did DTV once again influence the creation of these? And again, the answer is yes. It did influence them. How did it influence them, though? Well, it's real simple. You see, DTV, in case some of you don't know, is short for Disney Music Television. And it itself was influenced by the creation of MTV a few years ago, or a few years before it. You see, DTV came out around 1984, and well, MTV came out about 2-3 years before that. So DTV was influenced by MTV. But the thing about DTV, which was, just checking my time there, the one thing about DTV that was different from MTV is, yes, they were music videos, but what they were in reality was AMV'S. They were animation music videos. You see, what Disney did is they used clips, mostly clips, and this is mostly from where they got their sources, from mostly animated features they had done in the past, like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Robin Hood, to using clips from some of the animation shorts, like Mickey Mouse cartoons, or Minnie Mouse cartoons, or Donald and Daisy cartoons, or Pluto cartoons, or even Goofy. That's how they did those. That's how they did those videos. And again, did it influence the development of what fans do nowadays called AMV'S and Fanvids overall? Yes, because you see a similarity. Now, the only thing about a DTV that I'm pretty sure a lot of fans have been trying to copy and probably have been successful in doing so is how they tell you what song's being played, who the artist is, and what record label it's from. You see, when DTV did it, they had this like big old musical like line. They had these colored lines going across the bottom of the screen with the title of the song, the artist, and the label it was off of. And sometimes it'd be just like a musical note kind of bars, where they do the same thing, where they show the name of the song and who the artist was. Nowadays, fans will try to do that in the same sense, but they will also try to make it more professional looking, like a regular music video. Like, say you tune into VH1 or MTV, and when a music video begins, then it ends, usually in the left-hand corner, they will show you who the artist was, who sang, what the title of the song was, who the artist is, what album it's off, what year it was made, and what record label it's from. And on occasions, it will also show you if it's closed captioned, so you can read the lyrics while the song is performing, or the video is being played. That is one of the main things that a lot of, people like myself, fans if you will, do with our AMV'S or Fanvids when they have animation clips included. We do the same thing. We don't do it in the style of DTV, even though there are some that do. We do it in a style that says, this is who we are. We do it more, like I said, in the traditional music video style. We don't do it anyway else. Now, when someone like myself does a comic book fan vid, sometimes we'll use a program, like I use Vegas 7, or Vegas Pro, if you will, Vegas 9.0 Platinum Pro. And what I will do, honestly, what I will do is I will put a little background, like with fireworks or something in the background, maybe a sunset, and then I will put the title of the song that I'm using and go from there. Sometimes I'll even acknowledge in that title or at the end credits, which I do most of the time, what the song, again, what song it is and what kind of video. That's what I will do. I will acknowledge that either at both the beginning and the end, or just at the end credits. Now again, this, along with many others like myself that do these things, all influenced by the creation of DTV. Again, when DTV came out in the early to mid 80s, it was basically Disney's versions of the AMV'S, because they had used mostly animation clips, like I said, from the movies, from the animated movies, from the animated shorts, all into this one. Even some of the animated specials that they did on television back in the 60s and 70s, they would use these as a part of their DTVs. Now, DTV became so popular that in 1989 a spin-off was made called DTV2. Now, it basically followed the same format, but it had more songs. There were more songs added. Mostly songs from the 60s, some from the 70s, 80s, and then I think maybe one or two from the 90s, but a majority of them came from like the 70s or the 80s. Again, like I said, a majority of them came from the 70s and the 80s. And that was on DTV too. Nowadays, there's something similar that's being broadcast on television, and it's called remix. Now, what a remix? Well, apparently from what I discovered last night, they are basically essentially the same thing as DTV, except they use very classic footage from like the 30s and the 40s, if not basically the 30s and the 40s, where they had, and even probably the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, where they have an animated character or characters singing or lip syncing to a song from one of today's artists. Like there was one that they did with "I've Got a Feeling" by the Black Eyed Peas, one with a Hannah Montana song that they did with Minnie Mouse as the singer. You know, things like that. So in a way, DTV's legacy is still being felt even to this day. Not just by fans like myself that make this AMV'S and the CMV'S and Fanvids overall, but by Disney itself with the fact that they have made these remix where they have the characters singing the songs of today's artist. So again, the question is, did DTV influence AMV'S, CMV'S, and Fanvids overall? And the answer is yes. Because it's even being influenced, because even Disney itself is being influenced by DTV with the introduction of remix. So there's your answer to the question. Even if you've been making AMV'S and Fanvids, there's your answer. That yes, DTV did influence Fanvids overall, AMV'S, CMV'S, and even itself with the remix, and even some of these other places like Cartoon Network and Boomerang, DTV influenced them with the animation music videos. So I thank y'all for watching. Have a good Super Bowl Sunday. You got any comments? Down below. Talk to y'all later.